Molweni, Ndungubongani, and thank you for coming to Alternatives to Small. So today's video is dedicated to my readers, especially my beginner readers. It's dedicated to the viewer who wants to get into reading but does not know where to start, or someone who reads, like kind of, you read here and there, but you're not consistent, it's not a habit, and when you are reading, you find that you don't even finish the books in which you are reading. Also, this video is particularly special to me because it's my first giveaway video. I will be giveaway video, yeah. I will be giving away a book voucher, so please watch until, not towards, watch until the end of the video and find out how you can win yourself a book voucher. Okay, so I want to say, if ungumntu ocinga ba wena reading is not your thing, okay, Bongani, this video is not for me, next. I want to challenge that a bit because I really don't believe that ukhona umntu who's inherently not a reader. I think zikhona factors as the influencer into yoba you either become someone who reads and you're reading for pleasure, or ungumntu okufuneke enyanzele, or you're reading because, you know, I don't know, you're feeling guilty, or you have to read for school or whatever. So I just want to say that it's not you, it's definitely the books, it's the kinds of books that you're reading, or it's the environment, you know. And I'm gonna try and unpack what I mean by a statement. I mean, I'm just joking, I didn't blame you. Guess it detox. When I was reflecting for this video, two themes came to mind, and I'm going to use those to sort of guide this discussion. Also, Betuna, I will be sort of having honorable mentions, Zengwadi, just books that if you buy them, I guarantee, I highly recommend them. I guarantee it's not a book as it's not a book engazuku interest, that from the first page up until the last page, you will enjoy the books. So, okay, but before I get into that, so yeah, notice into ezimbini, and when it comes to reading culture, I've noticed that the environment in determining whether you're going to be a reader or not. What do I mean by that? Okay, ndikhule in an environment in which reading was encouraged a lot. Incwadi nokufunda bekungapheleli e-classroom. Even in the community, you know, ubukhuthazwa. And when we were growing up, kwakugcwala e-library after school, like straight after school, uniform unjalo, you are going to the library, you are finishing up your homework, you are reading books, taking out books, walk home, whatever the case is. But we used to be at the library all the time. And sayiboni lonto ngoko. And I'm from but you know, but that is the reality. And sayiboni ngoko. But then again, okay, man, part yale environment particular ntetha and then secondly, nasezikolweni man yayikhuthazwa indaba yokufunda, and I don't find that happening now. When I had to then move out to like different cities for work, I realized that, you know, access to books kuthi kwi-community zethu, whether it be ezilalini, whether it be ilokishi, inqabile i-access, and then ibe ngathi ngokuthina singabantu abangathanda ufunda, when the problem is access, azifumaneki incwadi. Okokuqala, books are expensive. We can't deny that books are very expensive. But then Asina's bookshop, well, I've personally never seen a bookshop in a village or in a township. Anditi aziko, I've personally never seen. Okwesibini, i-library. Yo, iyancitha indaba ye-library because okokuqala zinqabile, ne? And then apho ufumana khona ba okay ikhona i-library apha. Hey. I don't know why. See, ufumaniseka ba kulo library leyo okokuqala, it's got outdated books, like incwadi zindala azikho interesting, asi-arranjwanga even in a way enokunika umdla. You do akhona sections ba okay zezabantwana ngapha, zezokuthini ngapha. You understand what I mean? And then, pardon me, The library itself ayikho conducive to reading. Okokuqala nguqhusa kuyangxolwa, like kuyatyiwa kuyatshwani. Okwesibini, most of the times, not all the times, and obviously not wonke umntu osebenzisa library, but fumaniseke ii-librarians ezisebenza pha sana ichiki, umntu akanamdla, I don't know how to explain it. And then another thing that I think yenza uqhusa yilaa nto yoba there are no designated areas within the library. But okay, ngapha nenza i-homework, ngapha niyadiscussa, ngapha indawo yokufunda, ngapha ngabantwana. Do you understand what I mean? Because that's what control, because in a library, obviously you can't, it's not just meant for reading. You can have discussions, you can use the library to do your homework, to whatever it is, but xa kukho eza areas yenza uba mani kubekho i-order, you know what I mean? And then ezikolweni zethu, hayi sana, ezikolweni zethu kukhuthazwa only certain kinds of things, okanye mostly certain kinds of things. I mean, outside of academics. Isporti, andanoba kuba ndiyi-couch potato or what. So iveske ithi dla kumba yemani isport sixabiswe kakhulu, you know. And obviously the benefits of sport are not lost on me. Understand ne opportunities sports ezinika abantwana, but not every child is gifted in sport. And then with extramurals, you'll find that there's music, choir, intoni, there's your drama. In some schools there's debate, but zinqabile i-programs that target, you know, reading, writing sort of gifts, in the sense that eziqeqesha abantwana into ukuba ngababhali, abafundi, photographers, artists, poets. I saw in a high school in the community in which I teach that bane newsletter, and I was so happy to see that, because okokuqala, it's a very beautiful newsletter. I think it's a quarterly newsletter. Yindo esabu school magazine. We used to have that at our school. And yenza umdla mani laa nto, and it also caters to different kinds of learners. So abantwana who want to be intatheli ngenye imini, i-photographer ngenye imini, abantu abafuna uba zimbongi, they can submit their poets in there, poetry in there. And then also those newsletters or school magazines, whatever you choose to call it, iyakwazi noba i-raise funds, because you sell it to the learners, you sell it ebazalini, and it's like a fundraising thing. Ziyaphela mani into ezinjalo, zinqabile, and I think that's why then reading and writing igowa, like fika kuthiwa why South African schools illiteracy yathi I think ila culture nathi asiyi fostarishi. And then secondly, content. Okay, tip endiza kunika yona for the first, I guess, problem that I presented is find a good library. You know, if it's not elokishini yakho or elalini yakho, whatever, you know, check kwezinye ingingqi, you know, and then go, even if it's once a week, travel kweli taxi uhambe library, and don't go alone. Like hamba nomntana wako kwenu, umntana wase next door, whatever. Obviously guys, xa sekhandri kivuliwe and whatever, niye library nikhuphe incwadi as interesting, as relevant. And then don't just, even when umntana umthathisa incwadi okanye umthengele incwadi, ungamyeka agqibe, and that's that, you know. Have a conversation with umntana. What was your favorite character? What did you like about the book? What didn't you like? Discuss the illustrations, ukubone. And then now, same goes with you when you are reading a book. But I will go more into those tips when I have like book reviews next year, because I want to have a book review segment with channel. But when you're reading a book, have sticky notes, have a notepad. When you come across a line that speaks to you, that strikes you, write a page number down. When there's a word you don't understand, whatever, that's how you engage better with reading material, right? So the second issue is actual content, reading material. Okay, I'm a reader. I've been reading since I was a child, and I I read a lot, but that notice into man, the kinds of books that I'm reading aren't speaking to me. You know what I mean? Yes, I was learning. Yes, my vocab was improving. So that's a benefits is reading definitely being this fumana. But if man said by man, is not. Then that into Fike University, I made like a choice, or I was more intentional with reading more stories by African people, you know, African writers. And then obviously when I was initially getting into it and I was searching Google, kwakuvela the greats, so your Maya Angelou's, your Toni Morrison's, your Alice Walker's, and I read their books and they are amazing books. But ndaqomba imani, you know, ingasufunde into eyenzeka nalapha elizweni lakho. I don't know if it's just me. Ingasufunde izinto ezibhalwa zezinye Africans who are in your context. And then I searched because I was a beginner, so Google was my best friend. And then still kwaveli greats, Chinua Achebe, Zakes Mda, and it was a lot of men, a lot of black men. And although I read the books and you know I enjoyed the books, I still felt like still as Tetinamiz Mwati. It's not until I came across books by African women that I was sold. I never went back. Like ufundi ncwadi, really, that's when it became a habit for me. And I would even sacrifice imali wine. And if you know me and wine, I would sacrifice imali wine to buy myself a book. I would read everywhere just because I was so gripped by the stories, like ndifundi ncwadi kube nzima uyibeka phansi. And a reason for that is because I felt seen, the stories were familiar, the context was familiar, and yes, man, it felt like the writers were writing with me in mind. Do you know what I mean? So a tip for that is to find books that speak to you, and don't judge a book by its cover. I know it's a cliche, but don't. And yeah, so I will now get into the section in which I will give honorable mentions to books that I'm talking about. The first book, guys, Nervous Conditions by Tsitsi. I don't know how to pronounce her surname, but Nervous Conditions, please, I beg you, even if and you haven't read this book, please, you will not regret it. From the first sentence, this book is stellar. So this is one of my favorite books. And then Black Text. So this has different contributions from different writers. When I initially bought this book, I didn't think I would enjoy it. Not that I didn't think I would enjoy it. I guess I bought it because it's what people were talking about. Black text, you know. So I wanted to understand it and whatever, but I didn't think I would learn as much as I did. I didn't think I would be moved by the different stories as I did. Please, especially if you're a first generation child, in the sense that how do I explain it? Like a university, or maybe ngowesithathu, so usa build a foundation awufika ngayonke into ikho. This book might speak to you a lot. I cried at some of the stories, and I also like how it's not biased, how there are different perspectives. Kukho abantu kwalapha kulamabala lapha who are like abathandi nale term ithi black text, you know, i-problematic kwale term ntontoni xa usenza kokwenu ayo text leyo ntontoni. Then there are people who are like, listen, mna ndandisenza njalo ndisithi but ndabona uba ndiyachaneka and ubomi bam abuqhubeki ntontoni. So there's multiple perspectives. I enjoyed it. Please, if you can, read this book. Oh yeah, one of my favorites as well, The Gold Diggers by Sun Yati. The Gold Diggers, don't judge it by its cover. It's not about gold diggers like the term you would know. And I know that the illustration or the cover can be like a bit misleading. But this book, ithetha ngabantu who come from different parts of Africa, abaza South Africa, so who are coming from, I guess, amazwe ne turmoil, amazwe where there's, you know, yeah, baza apha South Africa in search for better opportunities and a better life. And I have never cried. Okay, I'm a crybaby in general, but I cried a lot reading this book. And after reading this book, you will understand that no one would leave their country of birth, would leave their family, their roots, everything they know, baye kwelinye ilizwe just for, you know. And I think you could gift this book to someone who's like xenophobic, or someone who, and there's man like this book, if you can. Okay, this is a more poetry kind of book. So this book, I would recommend it to someone who is into like more poetry kind of things. I don't know how to explain it. It's Nectar by Upile Chisala. I loved it so much. And also the content is very light. In the sense that like I call dance, I know magama serious, I conde, you know, but it is beautiful. She writes beautifully. We are movies. I don't know, guys. I love this so much. If you can read this book. Year of Yes by Shonda Rhimes. So Ushonda Rhimes, Shonda. Ushonda Rhimes is a writer, an African American writer. Ubhala as a shows, man. How to Get Away with Murder, Grey's Anatomy, Scandal. You know, she's the writer behind sorry, I don't know, it sounds a bit rude. Anyway, Shonda here, it's basically uti ewe, you know, and it takes her journey where ebe ngumuntu hlambi ebe soyika ukuthi ewe to certain things and ebe play safe, and I mean as it tackles like imposter syndrome, just like ukoyika, insecurities and whatever, and how your best life really is on the other side of ukuzoyikisela, basically. I enjoyed it, and this book has been a catalyst nakumu in starting things and there's so many. I will try and make some videos about it, but lencwadi, oh man, please, if you can. Okay, the last book I will recommend is Always Another Country by Sisonke Msimang. She's South African. Umntana struggle fighters, struggle parents, so babesiya kwamanye amazwe in exile, and it just, you know, it tells a journey nokubuya South Africa and how hleli nje uya kwenye country, and even xa ukule yakho country akusafilishi like home or familiar. I don't want to like give too much information, obviously. I'm just recommending. You will love this. If you haven't read it, please do. So yeah, those are the only books I'm going to be reviewing right now. Now to the giveaway. Okay, can you take upstairs? So for the book giveaway, basically you need to be subscribed to my channel and then engage with me in the comment section. Let me know, like, are you a reader? Like in fact, like what to say, but based on comment yakho, I will then decide who maybe really wants to read, or who. And I don't know how I will, because ideally ngaske wonke umuntu ndimnike incwadi, but obviously igel ayikabinazimali zayo. So just let me know if you are keen on reading, what kind of books you want to read, what has stopped you from reading, or rather why you want to win the voucher. And also, I mean, we lockdown, guys, we have the time. And yeah, so as usual, my subscribers, enkosini kakhulu, ndinithanda kakhulu, ndinibulela kakhulu, and I like the fact that like nilapha in the beginning stages, like as I am, you know, finding my feet, mumbling, making mistakes, trying new things, and nyankasa, and you engage with me. I love you so much. Thank you. And saluk. Thank you. Also, if this is your first time watching, I do hope you enjoyed it. If you enjoyed it, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. What a mouthful. Ndiyanithanda. Mwah. See you next time.